Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Office Lovers, and in fact the last episode of it, unless they do some add-ons later on. But I'm not expecting that exactly. Yep, so we're finishing up Mahiro here with his sequel and date scenario. First off, epilogue, Mad with Jealousy, and that's probably going to be him, not me. Although it could be me. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Since then, we became an official development team for new products. As the project expanded, so did personnel, and even I was assigned a subordinate. Aha, he's going to be jealous of my subordinate.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning, Uehara. Uehara was on his second year with us, and he reminded me of Mahiro a little at times. He had a tendency to smile, and wore one almost always. He was also very kind.
Boss, I tried to reorganize the data in my own way. Can you take a look?
Sure, show me. He was hardworking and excited about his job. He came to me with questions often. That made him seem unreliable at times, but once he got used to work, he'd be great. It looks good to me. These statistics might be a little more useful if it's classified by area, not just by age group.
I see. Hey, Junior, you get used to work yet?
Mahiro pushed his way in between Uehara and me.
Oh, hi, Mr. Kunizu. I've been able to make a lot of progress thanks to my awesome boss. But there's still so much for me to learn. I'd like to become useful as soon as I can.
What a cute kid. He works hard and tries his best. I couldn't have asked for a better subordinate.
Would you like to have lunch together today, boss? I'd like to use the time to ask you about marketing strategies and other things. Sorry, pal. She's got a meeting with me for lunch today.
Before I could say a word, Mahiro cut in with an excuse that wasn't even true. I'm sure he was just being jealous as usual. This wasn't the time for Mahiro to butt his way in to keep me away from Uehara.
I see, that's too bad.
Sorry, Uehara. I keep wanting to say Urahara from, Bleach. One of my favorite characters ever.
No problem. I'll ask you again on another day.
He cheerfully replied before picking up his documents and walking back to his desk. When lunch came around, Mahiro quickly came to escort me out of the building.
Finally alone at last.
A big smile stretched across his face. I'm happy we're alone now, but don't you think that was a little harsh back there? For starters, the whole lunch meeting thing was a big lie.
Hell no. I'm not letting you be alone with that little guy.
Little guy? Is he really small, or is he talking about as in, like, lowly in the chain of command? He made a pouty face.
I know what he's doing. He's after you.
After me? Uehara? No way.
He is for sure. I mean, inviting you to lunch? That's fishy.
He's just excited about work. You don't have to get all jealous over it.
Sorry, Princess. I'm worried about these things.
There's nothing to even worry about.
Why not? You're super cute. Of course other guys will be after you.
But I'm loyal and I'm not gonna fall for it. Consider that side. Really?
It's true.
Even if it was true, I already love you, so it doesn't even matter.
Ugh.
Mahiro's face turned bright red suddenly.
You surprise me with what you say sometimes. It made me really, really happy, though.
It was just the truth. Besides, if you're so worried with just that, you won't be able to get any work done. Heck, I won't be able to get anything done either. It's not just me either. You're so popular, always talking to all these cute girls.
I am not. Outside of work, I don't talk to any other girls. When they invite me out somewhere, I always refuse.
So they ask you out?
No, I mean, I always say no to them. I'm not interested in anyone but you.
I felt my cheeks warm up a little bit. I guess I could understand his feelings now that the tables had turned on me. I trust you, what you're saying, so trust me too. I feel jealous too, even if it's just work, but I hold it back.
I didn't know it was like that for you too. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful.
Well, I'll try not to get singled out too. It wasn't long after I said that when...
Hey boss, are you able to come with me to see a client?
Sure. There was still a lot of things for him to learn. It was only natural to spend time with him. If Mahiro found out, I'm sure he would be jealous. It was for work though, so I'm sure he would allow it.
You're so fired up about work, buddy. How about today I lend you a hand?
Nope, he wouldn't allow it. At least not this time.
Mr. Kunizu. What? You disappointed? No, sir, not at all. Great, let's go.
We really didn't need him to come, really. From then on, no matter where we went, Mahiro was there to follow us. It was nice of him to be there so that Uehara and I were never alone together, but since Mahiro was always with me, I was afraid our cover might be blown. It's already past work hours, Uehara. You can leave if you want, you know.
Alright, but boss? Would you like to have dinner with me? I know a good restaurant.
Sorry, I still have work to do.
Dirili, can you come here a minute?
Mahiro yelled at me from his desk. I'll be right there. Does he have me bugged too, or does he just have superhuman hearing? Sorry, Uehara. I'm pretty busy. You should just go home for today.
Okay, good night.
To be honest, it wasn't that busy, and I could have left, but instead I conjured up a lie. Mahiro and I would have to wait until Uehara was going to leave, so we went to the meeting room. Aren't you overdoing it? You don't need to barge in on us every day, you know. I ranted at Mahiro once we were in the meeting room. Someone's going to realize there's something between us.
Maybe, but I just can't sit there and watch it happen right before my eyes.
If we get caught, one of us might get moved to a different department, you know. It's fine. I refuse when he asks me out. Just sit back and watch. No need to worry. I can handle this.
Fine.
He reluctantly nodded. The next day, Mahiro was a lot better behaved than usual.
Shall we head out, Mahiro? Sure.
The two of them headed off to a meeting somewhere. Oh, don't be worried about me. I could tell he was worried the way he looked at me and walked out of the office.
Looks like Mr. Kunizu is out on business today.
Yes, it sounds like it's going to be a very important meeting.
So, he won't be here for a while.
He muttered to himself and then smiled at me.
Boss?
He slid closer to me, his face unusually close. Time to put this boy in his place. What? Something was going on with Uehara.
We should use this opportunity to have lunch together.
Sorry, I've already promised to have lunch with a friend.
Oh.
Mark it up as another lie. But still, I had to stay away from Uehara as much as possible when Mahiro was out.
This is everything, right?
Yes, just leave it on my desk, please. Figures that I wanted to avoid him when there was so much work for us to do. The only ones free to work on the meeting prep were me and Uehara. And that wasn't my fault. There was no way to avoid this situation. Still, Mahiro would be angry if he saw this. I tried to work as fast as possible so I could get out of here. All done. We're finished here, and it's past normal hours, so you're free to leave.
What are you going to do?
I still have to do some other work.
Then I'll wait for you to finish so we can leave together.
Why was he being so aggressive today? No, don't wait. I don't have any idea how long it's going to take.
But this is my only chance.
Chance? What chance was that? Don't be dense.
Whenever Mr. Kunizu is here, he gets in my way.
He figured that much out. It was quite obvious in the first place, though.
Really, I wonder why he's always hanging around you so much.
Take a wild guess. A shot in the dark, buddy.
As soon as it becomes just the two of us, he comes barging in.
That is curious, yes. I can't let him rationalize the possibility that we're dating. I've got to fool him somehow. Well, don't kiss him or anything.
Boss.
Uehara looked like he was preparing to say something.
You might have noticed it by now, but I need to say it anyway.
What was he going to tell me? Stop him! No!
I really like you. I want to go out with you.
What?
I've always liked you. I've never had a chance to say it until now.
Wait a second.
I couldn't wait any longer. You weren't seeing anyone, right?
Before I knew what was happening, he had cornered me against the meeting room wall. This is so sudden. Put him in his place, Dirili. Shoot him down, say no, be clear about it. Don't let Mahiro come rescue you. Although, that's probably what's gonna happen. Should I actually tell him I was seeing someone?
I really like you. Please. Please be my girlfriend.
With me cornered, he brought his face closer and closer to mine. No! I couldn't escape. There was nowhere to run. At that very moment, slam! The meeting room door burst open with a deafening slam.
What the hell are you doing? Get your hands off my woman!
Mahiro! Mahiro threw himself between me and Uehara. hiding me behind him.
Offer what?
Uehara stared at Mahiro in confusion.
Don't you come near her again. She's my girlfriend.
He was furious. His face was writhing with anger.
Let's go.
He grabbed my hand and led me out of the room. Okay. Mahiro? He wouldn't even speak a word to me. I deserve it. I should have been forceful. He marched out of the meeting room, skipping the office, and went straight outside. What was going to happen to us now that the secret was out? Mahiro led me to the hotel we often went to. Why? Why do you want to punish me in the hotel?
I told you to be careful around him.
He muttered angrily at me, his fists trembling with rage. I hadn't seen him this angry ever. What should I do? It was completely my mistake to claim that I'd be fine if he would only trust me. And then I went and almost got kissed. He had plenty of reason to be mad. It was foolish of me. I imagined what would have happened if he hadn't come and saved me. Wait, I haven't yet thanked him for that. Mahiro, I just wanted to thank... Ring, ring, ring. His cell phone suddenly started to ring.
Hello? Yes, it's me. Yeah, she's here too.
Who could it have been?
Yeah, I let the secret out. Couldn't help it. The kid confessed to her.
You could have helped if you had just been a bit smoother. Is that Mr. Otori on the phone?
Weren't you supposed to tell him that office relationships were not allowed? So he did it even knowing that?
He takes after you.
Then he's at fault. You should put him in another department. I know I'm at fault too. Just say we were dating before we started. I don't know. Tell him we had to keep it a secret for some reason. I know we both went against the rules here. It'll be fine if you punish me somehow. What? Half my salary? Fine. Okay, whatever. I got it. Smooth it out, will ya?
Beep. He ended the call and carelessly threw the phone on the bed. I'm guessing that was...
Yeah, Mr. Otori.
It was as I figured. What did he want? I nervously asked the obvious question. Mahiro had spilled our secret to Uehara. On top of that, we left without telling anyone. It was less than an hour before we got the call. I was surely not expecting anything but bad news. Well, apparently Uehara was quite at the tattletale, unless someone else was nearby.
Nothing huge. Uehara told Mr. Otori, so now he knows the secret is out. I guess he went to the meeting room and saw Uehara standing there all frozen.
Out of all people, he just had to find out.
Luckily, only Mr. Otori knows about it for now.
There's nothing lucky about it.
If it's just Uehara, it'll be easier for him to clean up.
Clean up?
He'll explain we're dating before we started, move in somewhere else and cut my salary. The kid won't be laying his hands on you ever again.
He smiled and leaned over me.
But you know, this got me all worked up.
Everything gets you all worked up.
Just a moment later, and your lips would have been stolen by that kid. Knowing that makes me burn up inside. You're mine. I won't let anyone else touch you. Just be mine forever.
How did we get naked all of a sudden? There was no leading up. I love that look on his face, though. Were we just wearing Velcro outfits that he ripped off? His longing eyes stared into mine as he closed in for a kiss. Mahiro, you're too rough. He kissed me with a fury that was unlike ever before. I couldn't breathe. I felt so dizzy. It wasn't just his kissing that was violent. Wait, not so soon. He pulled my clothes off so fiercely that they were about to tear and roughly touched my body. He moved his fingers with intensity, forcing a moan from my mouth. This was never how we started. This was not gentle at all. For every sound I made, he quickened the pace. Why are you like this today? I pleaded at him with tears in my eyes, but he only stopped for a moment.
Sorry, but I can't be gentle today. You know why.
His deep voice trembled, like he was holding himself back. His lips sucked hard on my neck. Ow, that hurts. If you do it that hard, it'll leave marks.
Good. It'll show you belong to me.
No, that would be bad.
Then how about...
He grabbed my hand and thrust a ring to its base.
You wear this to work.
But this is... On my ring finger was a silver band.
It's an engagement ring. Haven't you seen one before?
His lips moved down and began to kiss my breasts. It's too early for this.
It'll happen eventually. It doesn't matter if you wear it now. If you want to, we could get married tomorrow for all I care.
He's like, you're getting married to me, deal with it. You might as well wear the ring now. It didn't sound like he was joking at all. That's too fast for me.
Are you scared? I love you. Don't you see?
His voice was shaken. He laid his head down on my chest.
I can't stop thinking about you. Every minute of every hour, all day. Just you. Just thinking of someone else hitting on you makes me furious.
Mahiro.
I'm sorry.
He began to relax, and his fingers slowed down.
I already know that I'm acting childish. I want to be more responsible, more respectful. But when I see your face, I can't help it. I just have to kiss you. I want to touch you everywhere and hold you. There's other guys out there that look at you and think the same thing. When I think of it, it scares me.
With a shaking hand, he caressed my cheek. I'm yours. I'll never belong to anyone else. You're worrying over nothing.
Dirili. Thank you. I love you dearly. It's just, I don't have confidence in myself. I want to make you so in love with me that you can't live without me. I'll love you so much tonight, you'll think of only me. So much that you forget everything but me.
Mahiro, that's... How long had it been since we started? He made love to me over and over until the hours blended together.
I love you. You're all I need.
He whispered in my ear and kissed all around my body for the millionth time. I love you too, but my body...
I'm not done. Not even close. My love for you is much, much more. Love me all the way to the very end. Stay with me until we both can't move an inch more. Let me love you to the end.
My mind was overwhelmed with pleasure. I couldn't even think anymore. With every embrace, I felt him more, stirring up the feelings inside of me.
Let's love each other to the end.
Was it morning? Was it only noon? The clock read 1 p.m.
Good, you're up. I was getting worried you may never wake up.
Whose fault would that be? He looked at my sleepy face, and his expression quickly turned gentle.
I'm sorry I was so wild last night.
Are you really?
Are you feeling okay?
I tried to lean myself up on the bed. It's not looking good. All the strength was sapped from my body. Shoot, we're late for work. Great. This would count as an unscheduled absence. I should call in at least.
Don't worry about it.
He smiled at me unconcerned.
Me, you, and Uehara all get unpaid vacation, also known as 1 week suspension.
Me too? What? Thanks a lot, Mahiro. What? Suspension? Why are we all suspended? I scrambled to get out of bed, but my body was so weak and I crumpled back down.
Get some rest.
He smiled at me and pulled me close, letting me use his arm as a pillow.
I heard it on the phone yesterday when talking to Mr. Otori. All 3 of us got suspended for having some part in the blame. Didn't I tell you?
No. You didn't say anything about that.
Sorry, I had other things on my mind yesterday. It sounds like Uehara is going to keep his mouth shut about us. The story is that all 3 of us caught the flu and are out for a while. So rest up.
He seemed not to care much about being suspended from work.
Say, you want to go somewhere far away?
Huh?
Let's go on a pre-honeymoon.
That word alone was enough to make me embarrassed. Wait, didn't he force me to wear an engagement ring last night? Mahiro was too much to handle sometimes. He's bossy and has a short temper and gets jealous easily. It was challenging to deal with. But despite all his flaws, I loved him more than anything else in the world. Once I saw his smile, nothing else mattered. I wanted to be with him forever. I'm a fool for love.
What did you say?
Nothing, forget it.
Well, okay. If you're hurt anywhere, tell me. I'll be a really good doctor for you.
He gently stroked my hair and lightly kissed my forehead. Thank you.
I love you so much. Let's just spend the whole day taking it easy.
Okay. If it meant times like this would happen, maybe becoming a family wouldn't be so bad. Such thoughts ran through my mind as Mahiro wrapped around me like a pillow. It was too early now, but I would return his feelings someday soon for sure. The thought made me look down at my hand. As if reading my mind, the engagement ring on my finger glistened in the sunlight. And now into the date scenario. Yeah, I was a little bit worried there that things were going to get too racy and I would have to make it restricted, but I think that was enough. Not too bad. Date: making up for lost time. When the new product development had slowed down, I worked on marketing and Mahiro did design. Our positions were the same as before, but we couldn't find any time to be together.
Would you run an errand for me?
Sure. I had been running so many errands lately that I hadn't been in the office much at all. Mahiro hadn't been in much either, doing design work in other departments all day. Our desks were right next to each other, yet we barely saw each other. Even worse than that was...
You leaving again?
Yeah.
I have to go somewhere for a meeting later, and it'll be late, so I'm going straight home.
Oh.
I hoped we could get together at least on the weekend, but...
Your place is still a mess?
Yup, it's a disaster.
Oh well, it happens.
Sorry, I can't skip out on this meeting.
I have to be somewhere too.
Take care.
You too. Carrying my bag in one hand, I walked out of the office. It was bad enough not being able to see him at work, but even worse, the weekends. I had no choice but to prioritize work, but I didn't feel good about it all the time.
I'll send you the data as soon as it's all put together.
Please do, thank you. By the time I left the store, it was completely dark out. It was late enough to head home, but I needed to go back to the office for a bit. I started to head back toward the office. Mahiro! Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted Mahiro walking on the other side of the street. Was he going back to work? Maybe I could walk back with him. I hurried towards him.
You're right. I'll ask my boss and get back to you. Thanks.
Will you be coming out to drink with us?
Yes, I'd love to.
Mahiro was talking to some clients he met from his meeting. He was with some clients, so I couldn't just butt in. The attractive woman next to him especially caught my attention. I pretended I hadn't seen her and headed back to the office. That isn't to say I wasn't a little worried. But for me to be jealous at something like that would be bad, even for me. I had to get a grip. The next day, I was drowning in work the moment I got to the office. I hadn't had time to talk to him outside of a simple greeting in the morning. To be honest, he looked pretty tired. He had probably been drinking late with the clients, but had it gone even into the morning? That pretty lady was still in my mind. No, I couldn't be worried. I trusted him.
Can I trust you with these?
You want it before the next meeting?
Please.
Okay. With this much to do, I have to work overtime. I need to get as much done as I can today.
Hey.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I forgot something important. Say, I need to talk to you about something to... Dirili, have a minute?
I'll be right there. Sorry, Mahiro. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I was curious to hear what Mahiro wanted to tell me, but work comes first.
It's about this data.
What do you need to know? By the time I finished talking to Mr. Saijo and returned to my desk, Mahiro was already gone. Even after that, we didn't have any luck talking to one another. I've organized these like you asked. Is this good enough for you?
Let me see.
I somehow managed to get most of the documents done by staying after hours a bit. However, I wasn't done with all of them. I would have to work some more overtime for sure.
This is good for now. Can you show these to Mr. Otori?
Sure. I wondered if he was still here. I was walking the documents to Mr. Otori when Mahiro arrived back in the office.
You leaving?
No, I have to take these to Mr. Otori, and then I'm working late.
Oh,
If it's something urgent, you could tell me now.
No, it's fine. I'll get you later.
Okay. He seemed a little depressed for some reason. Because we're not seeing each other at all. Excuse me, I bought the documents from the meeting.
Great. I'll look at them, so can you wait a few minutes?
Alright. Mahiro certainly wasn't acting his usual cheerful self. It's from a lack of Dirili. He had something to tell me around lunch too. Maybe I should have listened. Once I'm done here, I would go straight to him to see what he had to say.
Thanks, these are good. You did a swell job. Mr. Hyoga was impressed with your work too. You're doing wonderful.
Mr. Hyoga, really?
He says you don't complain no matter how difficult your work, and you always come through. That's why he can trust you with any sort of job.
It means a lot to hear that. It's very inspiring for me.
However, I'd like to remind you. It might be sad for you, but work needs to come first, before your dates with Mahiro.
What, you don't think I know that? You don't think we've been doing that? I understand. Somehow, it felt like he could see through me, like he was reading my mind. It was probably best if I got straight to work and talked to Mahiro later. I rushed back to the office to get started. Slam. The meeting room door burst open, and someone flew out and grabbed me by the arm. I wonder who this is. Before I could even scream, I was pulled into the room with a hand over my mouth. What was going on? He's had it. The withdrawal has become too much. I couldn't even tell who it was. Ambushed and shut in the meeting room, I was looking up to see who my captor was.
It's me.
He took his hand off my mouth. Mahiro!
Finally alone at last.
He threw his arms around me. Hey, wait a second.
We haven't been able to talk since forever. I'm at my limit.
His voice sounded pained as he whispered into my ear. You didn't have to do something like this. Apparently he did.
I had no choice. I went to Mr. Otori's office and weren't coming back.
I hadn't even been there for long. Maybe it felt long for him.
I haven't been able to talk to you. It's not fair.
Not fair. I was doing work.
It's way past working hours.
I'm working overtime.
You work too hard.
So do you. No, this is normal.
It's not normal. It's not. I need you more than you think.
Huh?
I can't hold it any longer.
He pushed himself on me and kissed me on the lips. I could feel his passion in his kiss. It was just moments earlier that I decided to focus on work, since it was busy lately. Maybe I was just trying to distract myself from the grief of not being able to be with him with work. I foolishly convinced myself that it was too busy to sit down and talk with him. In all truth, I wanted to talk with him about so many things. Mahiro pulled his lips away, ending our wild kiss.
Sorry if I surprised you.
He apologized while gently cradling my body with his strong arms.
I just had to be alone with you. Being in the same office, but never seeing your face is so frustrating for me.
I feel the same way.
Really? You do? You're always working so diligently, it doesn't look like you're sad at all.
If I think about it, I'll lose focus on work, so I try not to if I can. Once there was a lull in work, I'd see you, but it just got busier and busier. I'm glad I got to see you, even though you had to abduct me.
Really?
I miss your touch.
I shouldn't have forced a kiss on you, though. Sorry.
I wish I could express my feelings like he can. No, I can do it. I'll start right here, right now. Do it properly this time. It's time to be honest to myself, to him. Like you always do.
You mean?
Yeah, kiss me.
You're so cute right now.
He grabbed me around the waist and squeezed.
I love the face you made just now. I love you so much.
He smiled and kissed me all over. Mesmerized by his kisses, my body grew warm, melting to his love.
I wish this could last forever.
He embraced me, his words a prayer to the heavens. Me too, but we can't. Mr. Otori has just warned me about this sort of thing. I couldn't stay here long.
I know. I have work to do too. That's our top priority now. It would be great if we could be together on the weekend.
Yeah, but isn't your place a mess?
I cleaned it up yesterday.
Yay! Yesterday, weren't you out drinking with clients all night?
I cleaned it up after that. Now I can have a little date on Saturday.
So that's why you seem so tired. He was up all night cleaning.
Let's make up for all the time we haven't been able to be together.
Good idea. We both were looking forward to Saturday. When Saturday came, I was so excited that I left my house early. There's no way he'll be here this soon. I'll just have to wait. I continued walking toward our meeting place.
Hey!
Oh yeah, that's right, he has casual clothes. What in the world? During his own route, he only wears casual clothes once in his date scenario. And we've only seen him wear this like once another. Maybe they just didn't like the outfit that much. I don't really care for it that much either. The red does not go with his hair.
Hey!
Mahiro shouted out and started running towards me. You were here already?
Yeah, I couldn't wait any longer. You're early too.
I came the first second I could.
We're like lovebirds.
He smiled and pulled me close.
Let's go. There's a movie I want to see together.
What kind?
A love story, of course.
We chatted while strolling toward the movie theater. Mr. Saijo! Looking good, Mr. Saijo. As soon as we spotted Mr. Saijo standing near the theater, we spun around and left.
What the hell is Mr. Saido doing here?
I don't know, but it'll be trouble if he sees us together on the weekend.
Guess there's no choice but to go somewhere else for a while.
Yeah.
We might run into him if we hang around here. Let's go on an adventure somewhere.
That's a good idea. This time, we headed toward the train station. However, we're going to be seeing people everywhere we go. Why are all our coworkers everywhere?
It's Mr. Hyoga.
He was blocking our way, standing right next to the ticket gate.
Oh, I thought I just saw... No, it must be my imagination.
Mr. Hyoga continued through the ticket gate and walked toward the train platform.
Why is there someone we know at every corner?
If we're taking a train, we should wait a while before going in.
Yeah. Damn, Mr. Kaido is coming our way. Let's get out of here.
He grabbed me by the hand and hurried away. And then...
No one's going to find us here.
I hope not. We barely escaped being seen by Mr. Kaido and took refuge in a nearby hotel. Well, Mr. Otori's the last one, right? I'm surprised this place is open, considering the time.
You can rent a room for an afternoon only here. But I never thought we would end up here today. I'd wanted to go to all sorts of places with you, since we finally had a day off.
He sighed and flopped down on the bed. We can still take it easy and relax here. It's nice to have a lazy date once in a while. I walked over to the bed and sat next to Mahiro. We can have a nice long chat. I'd enjoy that. Mahiro rolled over and sat on the edge.
It's fine if you want to be more needy.
He stretched his arm toward me and pulled me in. What do you mean?
Don't you want to go to a theme park? Or on a vacation? Or eat something fancy even? If you just say it, I'll make it happen.
Really? Then I want to go on a world tour.
Pick something within my budget, please.
You said anything and you'll make it happen. I was just kidding. But you know, I'd really like to go overseas someday.
Great, we can go for our honeymoon.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Even so, hearing those words made my heart skip a beat.
It's good to plan ahead.
Not that far.
Don't worry, I'll make you happy, I promise.
Just hearing those words was a little embarrassing.
Just words aren't good enough?
I didn't say that.
Then I'll promise with a kiss.
He kissed me on the lips and beamed a smile at me. A kiss. My lips felt so hot where they met his.
The one we do at our marriage will be wild and crazy.
Stop it! That would be embarrassing.
Fine, it'll be normal, but on the lips, of course.
We talked like it was already planned out.
I bet no one at the office has any idea that we kiss like this.
He smirked while gazing out at the city through the window. They don't even know that we're dating.
Yeah, it's a pain to keep our relationship a secret, but it's exciting at the same time. See?
He leaned over me and sucked with his lips on my neck. Ah! Both the surprise and sensation made me squeal. Mahiro just watched me with a smug look.
I'm the only one that gets to see you when you make a face like this.
I say of course not, but I'm pretty sure I mean of course.
You're all mine now.
He smirked at me.
That makes me so happy.
Aren't I always yours?
No, not always. Lately, you talk with Mr. Otori more than you talk to me.
That was for work.
I know, that's why I let it slide. But inside, I got so jealous.
It's not like I haven't been jealous either.
What? When?
He curiously asked, looking a little excited. You went out drinking with clients lately, right? I happened to see you. You were with this really pretty woman.
What? You were there?
Yeah.
No, it's not like that.
In a fluster, he tried to deny it. It's even more suspicious if you deny it like that.
I mean, she's married. I didn't think you would even care. But honestly, I'm happy that you got jealous over me. Of course I'll panic if you start doubting me.
Did you do anything I need to worry about?
Of course not.
I was joking.
Don't do that with a straight face. It's because we haven't been alone so long. We're both getting a little edgy.
We haven't gotten to talk at all.
I know, but now.
His fingers reached out and gently grabbed a delicate part of me.
Now I can hear this voice.
What?
No one besides me has heard this voice either, no?
True, but what are you doing? It's still bright out.
No one said you can only do this at night.
Well, no.
And?
His fingers glided toward my breasts, while his fingers snuck around my thighs. My body involuntarily wriggles from the sensation, making Mahiro smile.
You're more sensitive than ever today. Have you been holding it in?
I can't help it. I can't do it without you.
You don't do it alone?
Oh, come on, what kind of conversation is this? No.
I do.
Oh, thanks, I really needed to know that. While watching videos and stuff? No, while thinking about me, of course.
No, I do it while thinking of you. Otherwise, it doesn't feel right.
Do you do it every time we can't meet?
Not every time. But it's not enough to use my imagination. I want to touch you, feel you, kiss you. Here and there.
Stop! Not that...
Did you mean please? It sounds like you're enjoying it.
He gave me a playful smirk. His hands worked quickly to slip my clothes off. It's been so long, it feels so...
I bet it does. Try to enjoy it. Let the sensation overwhelm you. Think of me doing this to you. Think of nothing but me.
I already am. It's just the two of us. I'm all yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Then say you want me. Too embarrassed?
Just a little.
Then I haven't done enough to you yet. I'll make it so you can only think of me.
He smirked again and then kissed me. All the while, his fingers never stopped working on my body. Every part of me could feel it. We haven't been together for so long that my body craved it. My mind felt hazy. My whole body was dizzy. Mahiro, no.
Say you want it.
In my silence, he quickened his pace, sending jolts of pleasure through me. Stop! I can't any longer. Please.
Please what? What do you want from me?
You know already, dummy.
Fine. I'll let you get away with just asking me to love you.
Mahiro, love me, please.
Phew. I was almost at my limit there. Let's make love together.
His hips started moving, slowly but surely.
I love you. I won't let you go today.
I love you too. We spent the whole day in love, in each other's arms. What? I didn't get a trophy for finishing. Did I miss something somewhere? I gotta check things. Well, that's it for Office Lovers. I have finished every nook and cranny of this game. Although, when I was doing the Amazing Shinsengumi before, it was like certain things didn't register, so I had to go back through and speed through certain things I had already read before in order for it to count. I don't know why, so maybe that's what's going on with this game too. Yeah, it still says I haven't completed all the scenario sequels and date scenarios, but I have, and you all know it. I read them all for you guys. So it's bugged again. Same as the Amazing Shinsengumi. Well, I'll figure that out later. Alright, well anyway, I think Office Lovers is one of the better Dogenzaka titles that have been brought over to Steam so far. That's my personal opinion. It's one of the longer titles, and most of the routes are written better than the other stories that I've read so far. Honestly, Mahiro's story, the other stories felt more like they gelled with each other to a certain point in some way, but Mahiro's story felt different from everybody else's, and I didn't enjoy it so much. And we didn't interact with the other guys so much in Mahiro's story either, whereas in the other routes it's like, each guy was friends, particularly good friends with another guy, and you know, we all talked, we were a team, we were friends and all, but you didn't have that feeling of camaraderie and group structure with Mahiro's route at all. I have a hard time deciding between Kaido and Hyoga as my favorite, but I think probably Kaido, because I just cannot resist the sadistic guys. Oh, and the glasses, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. Yeah, he has a couple little factors that just push him over the edge for me. It has to be Kaido. Kaido's definitely my favorite in this game. I wish I could have more with him. It's too bad they don't do sequels with these things. Well, anyway, yeah, like I said, I think Office Lovers is one of the better Dogenzaka titles so far. Definitely one of the ones worth the money most, and definitely one of the most enjoyable. The writing is better, you know, there were good situations that were more exciting and interesting to me. It wasn't just plain old stuff, plain old everyday things all the time. There was some intrigue, and there are adults. It's not just all kiddie relationships. Not everybody's a virgin. Alright, well, now I get to do my butler. Get back to that. And not to mention Dangerous Relationship is coming out. So whatever I upload next, hope to see you there, or or, in any of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.